Welcome to this Zentantgle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Frondous from Zentantgle. Now, this one makes me think a little bit of Tangle from Zentantgle called Ynix, spelled Y-N-I-X. That's my best attempt at the pronunciation. It's different, but it makes me think of that. So this one starts off with some filled in seeds. Now I found it pretty easy to just, and I just have to work at the direction here. They're separated as well. So you kind of want to have them pointing, well, maybe not that far out, but that's okay. You know, having a little separation, maybe not that much, of course, up to you. And then, like I said, I found it easier just to get in the rhythm of doing this and then filling them in afterwards, or sometimes I would just take a break and fill some in. You know what, I'm going to do another one this direction because I started off with this one a little bit higher. Oh, I don't know. You know what, when I fill in, I can make that one just a little bit bigger. Let me try it this way. Oh, that feels, well, a little bit better. Okay, and so just alternating. And you know what? Alternating however it goes. This is one of those I have a struggle with. And, you know, and what better way to share that than to share that also with you? Because, you know what? We all don't get along with all of the tangles. However, oh, I'm going to leave that one there, I think. At least as far as right now. Sometimes some of them are a bit more of a stretch than others. And, I don't know. I guess I'm just weird. I particularly like it when I have one that I have a challenge with and I make a little video and lo and behold, you know, I'm not the only one. So, so that's why I like to share them. And also, you know, to do these in one take and whatever happens, happens, you know, and not, well, no, I take that back. Well, 99% of the time, if it's really bad, or sometimes I'm just rambling too much, and, and then I'll say, you know what, that, And, you know, I mean, being that this, you know, is, I mean, you can tell it is inspired by something organic. And the Ynix made me think of like a grain, and this does too, probably just because of these seed shapes. And then, so as I mentioned, as you're filling in, that's kind of a great time to course correct, as I like to call it. Because there's not anything wrong. I remember hearing that term used for things like this. And I think the analogy was, it was either airplane pilots or boats or both. And, you know, while you can set a course, sometimes things happen and you have to course correct. So it's not that there's anything wrong. It's just that, you know, to stay on track, you course correct. So that's what we do here. And I just kind of like that wording. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it as I'm filling these in. When I do another one here, I will save you from watching me fill all these in. Or maybe you're tangling as well, and so you are filling in also. These don't necessarily have to have a point to them. In looking at the Zenthology, which is what, when you go through the Certified, the CZT training, you get the Zenthology, which is, you know, all of the step outs for the Zentantgle Original Tangles to date. And there it kind of looked more like if you took a thick pen and it was more oval shaped and, yeah, not as pointed as these. So whatever works for you is fine. All right. The next step in this is to aura it. And what I liked about this one, and I kind of did it on Ynix, but not as much as this one, is coming out to a point. Because, I mean, they have it, you know, more exaggerated in this one, which I think is neat. So kind of aura-ing, but then come up to a point, and I would exaggerate that point, and then come down a little bit, and then same thing. And I know sometimes my, aura of these is like, ugh. But when you get to the end result, and even if it's not like some of these, I was trying to have the here's the tip, and here's the tip of the aura, and if it doesn't match, it's okay. And I share that also because some of mine end up, either it's because they're too close together, or like this, they're laying upward a little bit too much where I can't quite get that point. Then, like I said, then you can just exaggerate it and put the point wherever you need to. And make sure to turn your tile however it ends up being comfortable for your hand. And as I was going a little faster, I'm like going, nope, just slow down. It's, it's not a race. And then kind of coming back like that. And so some of mine, actually this one, it's a little bit different than in the, in my step out. I'm just putting a little bit of weight on those, almost rounding, but not really. Because I kind of like it if they come to a little bit more of a point. And there is a, kind of a tip also. Because some of these, extra techniques like adding the rounding, it just adds a little something extra that makes it look neat and finished. So that is essentially it. But I know in the step out, I did this because that's what they did in theirs. If you want to draw some behind, actually this is a better fit this way. So, well, we'll just make an X because they had like one curvy. I haven't quite thought how I would do one curvy yet. So we'll just do this. And maybe, well, I don't know. I honestly haven't played with it in that respect of making something curvy. But so this, you would just, you're going along your way, kind of just, of course, decide how you want it to go. And then I did this before. Good thing these are going to be filled in. For whatever reason, and this is why I turn the tile, when I'm going this direction, I'm putting the curve on the wrong side. All right, so we're going to fix that. And then because we're coloring in, see, there we go. Oh, and this one, okay, well, this one I landed pretty good. What you would do is if, as you're going in one of those, don't think about, where you're going to land, so it's not planned. Well, actually, let's see. If I did this, I would probably start another one, say right here. That way I can just demonstrate it. So I'm just putting it in the little gap, like so. And that's it. And then, of course you would, and you might, if you're doing this, you might want to fill it in right away. So that way then you remember that's what that one is. And then, wherever you're coming out on the other side, you just have to, you can either kind of plan, okay, there would be one here, one here, one here, one, let's see. Let's start with one, okay, here, 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 here. Okay, so maybe there would be a little tip coming out of here. And then here would be that whole one, and there, and then just continue. Actually, I am trying to bend it a little bit. And I think it would be just eking things over one direction. So if I'm wanting to turn it this way, I'm making these seeds go that way a little bit. All right. And then, we fill those in. And, I promised that I wouldn't make you sit through that because I did get all of my words of wisdom. So I'm going to hit pause and finish filling these in. And if you are tangling with me, you hit pause too, and we'll be done at the same time. Okay, be right back. Okay, and voila, done with that. So And then we're going to aura in the same manner that we did, except, of course, we're going to go underneath this one that we've already done. So I'm going to start here, and then making sure to get those cute little points. And then when you get to, you know, where you're going underneath, you just kind of have to, well, this one, it looks like, well, see, I'm actually going to make the point just like that, so that way you can kind of see it. And then I'm going to continue up this way. And you see how that one, I mean, it's like, and this is where I would get into the rut, is they would be ending up this way more than this way. And so it was hard to, you know, kind of aura that point. So that's where just put one there, and it's okay. And it ends up not looking weird either. Okay, so I'm going to stop there at the top. For whatever reason, I seem to, we'll see. I seem to like to go from the bottom up, but it's feeling uncomfortable in my hand. I feel like this one, I'll just put a little V there. And to me, adding those little points makes it, I call it convincing, you know, that we are indeed drawing underneath. And there we can just meet right there. And then since I added weight on those other ones, I, you know, best be consistent. It's another one of those, you know, it makes it convincing. I meant to do that. It wasn't for any other reason. It's because I wanted to do that. All right, so there we go. And if you wanted to add a little bit of shading, here's what you can do. I mean, you could probably go on both sides. I'm just going to do it on the one, though. And I'm just going to add a little bit of graphite. I know in my step out, I went, you know, like about to the middle, but I want to see how far I can spread this. Personally, I like to have a nice gradient. Yeah, and see, I can kind of spread it towards the middle. And it's almost like I'm just coloring that side gray, which is okay. And then, yeah. Ooh, I like that. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. And then I do like to kind of go light at first, and then decide if I want to add some more. And I have one last thing that I want to do for sure. Yeah. Okay. So because this one is going under this, I'm going to add some graphite. Now, one thing, too, if you're using, say, Zentantgle Original Tiles or something, like these are a cotton paper, you just have to be a little careful when you're going over something that's filled in with the ink. Maybe let it dry a bit or something. This, it didn't do too bad. I was being a little light-handed with that. And so I'm outlining, you know, where I've auraed there, going rather dark because I really want to give that impression of it's going underneath. And so that's how you would do that. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have a thumbs up, you know, like, share, subscribe, all of that. If you do decide to subscribe, which I would be ever so honored if you did, make sure to also hit the notification bell, so that way you can determine how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. And that is really for YouTube. I am now starting to publish on Instagram and on Pinterest. I've had the accounts. Pinterest, I've done a lot of somewhat other things, but mostly just saving really cool ideas. But anyway, so I'm more active on those. Those links, if you click on my face, like right above the title, takes you to the channel home. There are links there. There's also links on my website. That is in the description section, as well as links to step outs and other ways, you know, that you might want to connect. And, you know, also if you enjoyed and you have not yet taken a live class, I am doing them online, doing them weekly. And I do have some paid classes. They're a little bit more in depth. They're more of a project-based type of thing. And right now, that's about once a month. And you'll want to, if you're interested in that, I mean, do check me out for free first and see if you like my style and what we do, and then you can go. And then, but just so that way you know, also check out my my Tangle Addicts Club, because and make sure, because at the time of this recording, I'm still having a deal on there for early adopters, founding members, and as I get things rolling, and then at some point I will cut that off, and then the price will be different, but those founding members all stay the same price as long as you stay a member. So just wanted to give that plug, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and as I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you happy tangling.